Why do you keep making the same mistakes, even when you know better? Why does your brain betray you, keeping you trapped in the same cycle, again and again? Today I'm going to show you the exact reason your brain sabotages you, and the step-by-step way to break free, backed by psychology, philosophy, and neuroscience. Stay with me. Brain hook. Dopamine spikes when a problem promises a solution. Curiosity keeps you glued. And if you stay to the end, you'll have a concrete plan to stop repeating the same mistakes. We'll map your habits, rewire your brain, and lock in better choices. This will literally rewire the way you think about mistakes, because the truth is, it's not weakness or laziness. It's wiring. Your brain is efficient, but not always on your side. If you feel stuck on a treadmill, you're in the right place. Let's break the loop, step by step. Section 1, the habit trap. By the end, you'll know exactly what to do next. Ready? Let's dive in. If you've ever felt stuck, repeating the same actions despite knowing they don't serve you, listen closely. You're not weak, you're not lazy, you're simply trapped in a powerful, invisible script called the habit loop. It's a fundamental part of how our brains are wired, a survival mechanism that can either build us up or hold us back. Every single one of your repeated behaviors, good or bad, follows 3 simple steps. First, the cue. This is the trigger that kicks the whole process off. It could be an external signal like your phone buzzing or an internal feeling, stress, boredom, loneliness. Second, the routine. This is the action you take, often so automatic you don't even think about it. It's the behavior itself, the habit you want to change. And third, the reward. This is the brain's quick hit of pleasure or relief. It's the payoff that tells your brain, hey, that worked, let's remember this for next time. Think about it. The cue. Stress from a deadline hits. The routine. You mindlessly scroll social media. The reward. A momentary distraction, a fleeting sense of relief. Or, the cue. It's 3 p.m., your energy dips. The routine. You grab a sugary snack. The reward. A quick, satisfying energy spike. The cue. A difficult task appears on your to-do list. The routine. You procrastinate by watching just one episode. The reward. You avoid the discomfort of the hard work. Your brain sees this as a win and reinforces the loop, again and again, until the connection is so strong it runs itself on autopilot. This is your brain's attempt at efficiency, not wisdom. But where exactly is this happening? Deep inside, a region called the striatum stores these loops as automatic behaviors, freeing up your conscious mind for other tasks. When you get that reward, your brain releases dopamine. This powerful chemical says, do that again, even if the long-term outcome is bad for you. Crucially, the prefrontal cortex, your rational thinking brain, is often bypassed. It's too slow. Instead, your emotional brain runs the show. It reacts fast, it craves comfort, and it loves to repeat what's familiar and safe, regardless of the consequences. These tiny, automatic actions compound into your entire day, shaping your life from the ground up. Without conscious intervention, the loop always wins. But here's the key. If you can map the loop, you can take back the leverage. Clarity always precedes change. But here's the shocking part. Just knowing this, just understanding the science, won't be enough to stop the cycle. Why? Because even with a map, you're navigating in the dark. Your first tool is awareness. You have to name it to tame it. But you're about to see why that's not enough, and what actually works. It's because blind spots keep the loop alive and hidden. Let's step through them. Your blind spots are next. Ever wonder why you keep repeating the same mistakes? It's because of your mental blind spots, deeply ingrained patterns and scripts your conscious mind simply can't see. They operate in the background, silently guiding your choices and keeping you stuck in cycles you desperately want to break. A major part of this is cognitive biases. These are mental shortcuts that trick you into justifying old behaviors, creating a distorted reality where your bad habits seem perfectly logical. Then there are the emotional attachments that make familiar failure feel safe. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? Even when you hate the outcome, your brain prefers the certainty of a known failure over the uncertain risk of trying something new. Predictability is its comfort zone. Deep inside, your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, loves familiar patterns. It instinctively interprets change and uncertainty as a potential danger, flooding you with anxiety when you try to step off the beaten path. Meanwhile, your hippocampus, which manages memory, reinforces this by signaling that repetition equals safety. It remembers you survived the pattern before, so it encourages you to do it again. This means your rational brain is fighting a constant uphill battle against a powerful emotional autopilot that's hardwired for survival, not for growth. But awareness can turn on the lights. Let's name some of these invisible forces. Bias 1. The sunk cost fallacy. You've invested so much time or energy, you feel you have to stick with what you started, even if it's making you miserable. Bias 2. Confirmation bias. You actively hunt for evidence that proves you're right to stay the same, and you ignore anything that suggests you should change. Bias 3. Status quo bias. This is the simple, powerful feeling that familiarity is safer than a potentially better but unknown alternative. Bias 4. Optimism bias. You believe you're less likely to experience negative consequences than others. It won't happen to me. And bias 5. Present bias. Your brain values immediate gratification, like scrolling on your phone, far more than a future reward, like finishing a project. Recognizing these blind spots isn't about blame. They aren't moral failures. They are the default settings of the human brain. They are universal. So, how do you actually take control when your own brain is working against you? The answer isn't to fight your brain with sheer willpower. That's exhausting, and rarely works long-term. You work it. You learn its language and give it a new, better path to follow. In our next section, we'll dive into the practical, step-by-step strategy your brain will actually respond to. It's time for section 3. Break the cycle. We've turned on the lights with awareness. Now, we'll build a new system. We will add a pause, create a replacement, celebrate small wins, and use reflection to lock in the change. With each step, you'll feel your thinking brain come online, giving you the power of choice. Let's build your personal blueprint for change. Here's exactly how to do it. Let's rewire your brain, one small step at a time. We begin now. First, become aware. Track your triggers and the automatic actions that follow. This simple act of observation pulls the behavior out of the shadows and into the light, giving you conscious control. Next, create a pause. When you feel the trigger, before you react, just wait for 3 seconds. Inhale. Exhale. This tiny pause is a neurological circuit breaker. It allows your deliberate prefrontal cortex to catch up with your impulsive limbic system. In that space, you create choice. Now replace the habit. A habit vacuum will always be filled, so you need a new plan. Write an implementation intention. If Q, then I will new routine. For example, if I feel stressed at work, then I will walk to the water cooler and back. You're giving your brain a clear preloaded command. Then, reinforce with small wins. Start so tiny you can't fail. Did you pause for 3 seconds? That's a win. These micro successes build your self-efficacy, teaching your brain that you are someone who follows through. Finally, reflect. At the end of the day, ask yourself, did my actions today align with the person I want to become? This isn't about judgment, it's about calibration. Identity drives behavior. This system is simple, but not easy. The old wiring is deep, but now you have a circuit your brain can accept. Pause, replace, reinforce, reflect, repeat. But there's a critical reason most people fail here, even with the right system, and it's coming up next. Even when you succeed, relapse happens. The trick is to anticipate it without judgment. Use environmental triggers to support new habits. Get accountability. Your brain loves social reinforcement. Adopt a growth mindset. Mistakes are data, not failure. Stress spikes the amygdala, pulling you back into old loops. Environmental cues trigger automatic behavior stored in the striatum. Conscious awareness plus social reinforcement strengthens prefrontal control over time. Plan for the lapse. Note it and reset on the very next repetition. One slip doesn't erase the streak. Freedom isn't perfection. It's the ability to navigate life consciously, rather than being a slave to old habits. Your brain craves comfort, even in failure. But with awareness, replacement strategies, and reflection, you can rewire your brain, strengthen your conscious control, and take back your life. Every choice is a chance to reshape your neural pathways. Every small win rewires your brain for freedom. If this helped, subscribe for motivation and inspiration. Your future self will thank you. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a reset. Drop a comment with one habit you'll replace this week. Take one small step today.